What's going on, ghosties? Welcome back to Tales of Spooky Coffee House. If you're new here, welcome to our podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Chelsea,
And I'm Veronica.
and it's time for our much needed coffee break. So, we wanted to start out the episode. By the time this airs, it's going to be one of our best friend's birthdays. So, Taylor, happy
Happy birthday, something, something, yeah.
from all of us to you.
Happy birthday, Taylor. What is she, like 35? Oh my gosh.
She's going to slap you through the freaking phone, dude.
It's okay. It's fine. I
She's
don't
not
like
really
it.
35, guys. She's
No, she's
really
not.
young. She's super gorgeous.
I don't know about really young.
Did I say really young? I just meant young.
No, let's go back to really young because then if she's not really young, we're not really young, and then that hurts.
Okay, not us debating.
I know. Happy birthday, Taylor. We wish you the best. We wish you a badass year. And yeah.
We're really bad at happy birthdays, but we
And
love
we
you.
are. This is
So,
horrible.
Veronica, I wanted
Yes.
to tell you about something that I find hilarious.
Okay.
Have you been like following? I'm not going to get into politics. I'm just asking if you have. Have you been following what's been going on with the with the TikTok ban?
Girl, I don't even know. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. It kind of. I mean, I see the videos that come up on my FYP. I don't look into it, but do watch what comes up, and I know that the government is fucking stupid, and it's embarrassing.
Okay, so the only reason I ask is because debate, testimony, whatever, he brought up book talk and
Uh-huh.
he was explaining how book talk has encouraged people to start reading again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if anybody is actually on book talk, the majority of it is spicy romance authors. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I follow book talk. I love all the spicy romance. When I say they're hilarious, I mean that there is now a trending new idea that book talk is requesting a romance novel with a billionaire CEO romance interest based off of, and I quote, Daddy's Shoe.
Daddy issue.
No, his name is Shu, right?
Oh, that.
I was like,
Oh.
wait, did I just fuck up his name? I didn't think I did.
No, I didn't. I didn't know his name.
Yeah, oh yeah, his name is Shu.
Mr. TikTok. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So there is a wide demand for this now, and I think it's hilarious because Book Talk has totally, with open arms, accepted him, and I don't think he realized that he fucked up
Yeah.
because, like, yeah, he
No, I
hilarious.
think he'll enjoy it. He seems like a decent guy.
Yeah, wait till he starts sent to him with him as the male interest, love interest.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for these books to start coming out. I'm gonna give it another couple weeks, but I will definitely be sending you all the TikToks when they start coming in.
Oh well. I look forward to it.
Speaking of, TikTok and stuff, there is a crossover idea that was on
Hmm.
my FYP that I didn't know that I needed until I saw it, and it's the live action Scooby Doo. Spooky Island.
No.
You never watched Scooby Doo?
Oh, okay. Just see Scooby Doo. I don't know what it's called.
Yes. So the live action Scooby Doo with Matt Lillard, Freddie Prince
Oh,
Jr.
I did see a post on this on Instagram about how they downgraded on the characters, like the actors that play the characters.
Okay, that's not where I was going with that. But
Okay.
but Spooky Island, they were talking about how a lot of people have been watching Scooby Doo and Spooky Island and Scream,
Oh.
kind of like a parody. And I didn't know that I needed the Scream cast to be on Spooky Island being chased by Ghostface until I
Oh, is it
started.
gonna be the actual like cast members?
Like that would be nice. It's just like an idea that people were talking about. Like it's not
Oh,
actually
okay.
happening. I wish it
Oh,
was
okay.
happening, but it was a crossover idea that I didn't know I needed until I saw it and I was like, this would be hilarious.
I feel like I just really sounded stupid in this past like 2 minutes.
That you've sounded stupid?
Yeah.
I don't think you've sounded stupid.
Thank you. I can hear Taylor saying, "You just are." Like I don't know why I pictured her listening to this episode, driving in her car saying that. Because you are, bitch.
Can I keep
Uh,
that in the podcast?
yes.
Okay. Because I
Um,
could picture it too as soon as you said
right?
it.
So easily. That's why. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we definitely need to episode soon because we talk about her so often that the ghosties are probably going to be like, is she even real?
Yeah, you guys will see how mean she is to me. Like, you think I'm the bully? Just wait. Just wait.
So speaking of guests, last episode, I don't know if you realize this. At the end of the episode, you tell the ghosties that it was a really long episode and this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The audio that was published was only like an hour and 13 minutes long, which is like average for us.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the raw footage that was almost 2 hours long, and I think the ghosties don't understand how much we fuck around on while recording this podcast.
No, dude, because that night was extra wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I thought I'd give the ghosties, like, a little, like, "Hey," like, when we say stuff like that, it's long for us.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I see
'Cause
your point. Yeah.
commented and told me, they were like, "Chelsea, the episode wasn't that long," and I was like, "What you heard wasn't that long."
Yeah, before the editing, it's different because you have all the in-betweens, the crazy stuff that we say, the laughing attacks that Chelsea has to edit out. And yeah, so that's what I'm referring to when I say, oh, it's a long episode. Just know we were recording for a long time if it ends up being like an hour long or something. Speaking of last episode, if you listen to it, you might have heard that Z and I were in Vegas, and the following day we had tickets to go to the Haunted Museum. And I would very much love to tell you about my experience the third time around, Chelsea, if you don't mind.
Is there a charm? Did you get scared at all?
No, girl, I was so calm. Poor Z, she was nervous though. Like she was pretty nervous, but um I felt nothing. Like when I was there, I felt nothing. I was just excited to see like Peggy the doll and just the devil's chair, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think because I already knew what to expect, I wasn't nervous at all. However, once we were inside, Z and I decided to get the RIP tour. So to upgrade, they call it the RIP. Get it? VIP,
Yeah, I got
RIP.
it,
Okay.
I got it. That's cute.
I like it too. And so we said fuck it and we got it. And Z was like, you know what, it's your third time, you might as well. So with the RIP, they take you into other rooms. For example, they take you down to the basement where satanic rituals were held. They
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, when you started that sentence, that's not where I thought you were gonna go, and I was like, "Well,
no,
no,
because
wait,
your
Veronica's
laugh,
back, so she's not."
your laugh's like
Continue.
and like amongst other rooms, that you wouldn't usually go during the normal tour. So we're doing the tour, we're having a great time, at least I am. One cool thing that they have in there now that's new is an actual part from The Little Bastard. If you guys don't know what The Little Bastard is, it's the car that James Dean was driving when he crashed and died. And if you don't know, that car is cursed.
Fun fact,
And
I just recently learned how young James Dean was when he died.
okay, so fun fact to your fun fact. I read a book of James Dean years ago. I think when I was still in high school. And tell me why, when I was at the museum, they were talking about James Dean and they mentioned how old he was when he died. And I was like, wait, he was that young? Wasn't it
Yeah.
like 23 or 25?
Yeah, dude,
I was like,
I thought he was in his 30s at least. I didn't realize that he was so
yeah,
young.
like no more than 35. Yeah, I didn't know either. So fun fact here, fun fact.
Okay,
Um,
good, I don't feel so alone.
so it was really cool to see that. It was also special because, my brother was a huge fan of James Dean, my brother who's passed away. So I kind of had a moment while everyone was starting to leave. I kind of stayed behind and just had like a moment with it. I did feel kind of emotional in that room, even before they showed the part, because we didn't know that's what they were going to do. Kind of thought it was just giving a little history on James Dean, but I'm kind of dumb because it is a haunted museum. Why wouldn't they have anything?
Yeah.
So we got to go to the basement, and even though I was already excited to go down there, I was more excited because of I watched Sam and wait, yeah, Sam and Dean go down there. Wait, no.
Sam and Colby?
Sam and Kobe. Oh my god.
Not you
I was
talking
like,
about
this doesn't make
supernatural.
sense. This isn't it. This is wrong.
Oh my god, I can't. I can't.
That was hard. You saw my brain struggle with it too. Like, no, 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 that's not it. That's
I
that's
was
not
like,
it.
that's definitely not what you meant. But you know, same niche, same niche. It's okay. It's
Yes.
okay.
So Sam and Kobe did a YouTube video going, well, pretty much investigating the haunted museum, and they got to go down there, and that was like the scariest room for them out of the whole house, besides the devil's rocking chair.
Hmm.
And so going down there, I did feel like a shift of energy, but it wasn't overwhelming. And so pretty much after that, I started getting really like bored. Like I got bored and I got like irritated. I was like, I just want to fucking go home. Like I'm tired. Like I'm done. Like I just want to go home. I want to go home because that day we were going home after the museum. We are gonna go to one more spot and then we are gonna drive home. And so I was tired. I was exhausted. I was irritated. I wanted to leave. Like I was rushing it, you know?
Do you think it was just
So
because you were like maybe a little hungover?
no, I wasn't hungover. I Z on the other hand, she she didn't have a good night. But okay, so we get in the car and we're driving and I'm telling her how I feel. And I'm like, dude, I'm so irritated. Like I just want to go home. Like, you know, I'm tired. I'm fucking like I'm done. And she goes very just like, oh, what if it was the house that like drained your energy? And I was like,
Oh,
I
I
started thinking
mean,
about it and I was like, oh shit, like that might be true, but I was kind of like in denial, like, no way. Cause like that's one of the things that's I've never experienced before out of all the haunted places I've been to.
yeah.
And so I was telling her, and I'm like, if I feel better during our 4 hour drive home, where I'm supposed to feel sleepy and tired, if
Then
I
you
start
know.
feeling better than what I feel now, yeah, then that's true. You know, it had to have been that. Sure
So did
enough,
you?
halfway through our drive,
Oh,
we're getting to Peggy Sue's, and Z was napping, and she woke up, and I was like, dude, I fucking feel good. Like I feel excited. I'm like I'm good. I'm awake. I'm not tired. Like I'm happy. So I was like, that's crazy. And that's
do you,
yeah, that's the first time that I experienced that.
so do you think that because you went to the basement and this was like the only difference between your last two trips and this time that
Yeah,
it was the
yeah,
basement?
hands down, hands down the basement.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that if it was the house that took my energy, it's because of that basement.
Wow, that's
So I wanted
insane.
to share that. Yeah, it's probably my second time having a physical reaction because the first time I ever had a bad physical reaction was during the Winchester night tour,
Hmm.
the flashlight tour. I was just very anxious the whole time. My palms were like sweating. Like even on the drive there, I was starting to get like sick. But this was different because this one actually made me feel irritated and just so exhausted. I just wanted to go home. And then I'm just driving home and, you know, Z's asleep, so I have no one to talk to. I'm just listening to the radio. It's just me, and I'm starting to feel better, you know? So it was a trip. Just wanted to share that with you.
That's literally insane. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was fun though. I'm excited for the fourth.
just are you gonna go to the basement next time?
Why not?
So you're gonna intentionally make yourself irritated?
Well, now that I know that the house has that potential, I'll probably go in better protected or with a better mindset.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go with you on your fourth time because I don't want you to get irritated with me and murder me and then have Z come
No,
up and explain what happened.
but that's trippy, right? Because I've seen ghost hunting videos of guys that like go into these buildings that are haunted, want to kill their like fellow cast members. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's like, bro, chill. Like, you know, I didn't feel any like resentment towards Z at all. If anything, I wanted my feelings to be known to her so she's aware that I'm feeling this, but it's not her, you know?
yeah.
And I'm
And
glad I
that's
did because she's the one that kind of said, you know, well, it might be this.
and do you think like stuff like that is how it started for things like like the Amityville Horror House where they killed the family, and things like that, where it starts off like that and then eventually builds
Mhm.
up because you're
And
there
it
for
just
so.
makes you crazier and crazier. Yeah, luckily
Yeah.
for me, I don't live in that house. I don't have to stay there. I don't work there. I simply just walked out and went home. And the thing is that a lot of the tour guides, if not all of them, do not go down there. They stay up the stairs and they say, "All right, have fun. We're staying up here."
So they know, like, they for
They
sure
know.
know.
They know the risks of going down there, pretty
I mean, they
much.
know the risk of working there in general. Like,
I would work there,
I would
dude.
not wanna clean Peggy or anything like that, like, she'd
I
be
wouldn't
dusty as
mind.
fuck if I
Don't
worked
don't
there.
don't say that. Don't say that about her. She'll get mad.
I'm just saying, like, I could never.
I don't know. I could do it. Mop the floors. What's up, Peggy? You know.
I couldn't. That would scare the shit out of me. So thank you for sharing your 3rd experience. I'm sure you're gonna tell us about your 4th and your 5th,
Of course, of course.
and every time after that. But for now, do you wanna tell us about the true crime topic of the week?
Kind of don't want to, honestly. Like, part of me's kind of
Mm,
regretting it because it's gonna be quick, like very quick, but it's probably one of the most disturbing ones that I've ever done.
I
And
feel
that
like
says a
you've said
lot.
that for the last 2 episodes too.
Well, okay, well, okay, all right.
A bloody smoothie is kinda like, out there. Is it worse than that?
Well, okay, I'll ask you that at the end, okay? How about that?
Okay, okay, so that's
Okay.
good.
So today I will be talking about the disturbing case of China Arnold. Now, if you haven't heard about this one, please, please, and I cannot stress this enough, although this may be a short segment, it is very disturbing. So, that being said, trigger warning, proceed with caution. On August 30th, 2005, China and her boyfriend, who were living together at the time, were having a heated argument over China's daughter Paris about her paternity. After this heated argument, China then placed the 28-day-old baby in the microwave for 2 minutes
Oh my
while the
god.
microwave was on. The baby died once her temperature reached 108 degrees. Paris had no external burns but did suffer high heat internal injuries. When China was arrested, she claimed that she was intoxicated and did not know how her baby died. While in prison, she got intimate with her cellmate where she confessed her guilt over the killing of her baby. And the cellmate would later testify against her, which led China to receive life in prison. China would then try to convince her son to lie to the police and put the blame on the neighbor, but would fail in doing so. That is my segment. So, Chelsea, let me ask you, is that more disturbing than the smoothie?
Um, you gave me a trigger warning, and I don't think the trigger warning was enough for I'm sorry. Give me a second.
I don't know how you're feeling, so I'm just gonna wait for you to tell me.
I have never been so horrified in my life, like, at all. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not it.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most sensitive ones that I've done, and we've done some pretty crazy segments.
Yeah, like, I feel like
Um,
my stomach was just ripped out of my, like, whole body.
yeah, so if you need to take a moment, take a moment.
Like, you need, like a neon sign with the trigger warning, like,
Yeah,
you need what's higher, like, what's worse than a trigger warning? Like
I don't know.
oh my god.
There shouldn't have to be anything worse, but
I know, yeah. I think it's because I'm a visual person. When you said that, it wasn't just, like, hearing it, it was
mhm.
visualizing it and oh my god, that would yeah.
So, moving on, would you like to get a normal topic of the week?
So, this week's paranormal topic is the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, and it was built in the late 1800s and opened to the public in 1888, and it sits in the mountains in Alberta, Canada. I don't know if you haven't, I would definitely, like, look it up because it is beyond beautiful, dude. Like, it's like you're viewing, like, a whole 'nother world.
Cool.
So there are a lot of different ghost stories tied to this hotel, and not all of them have like evidence backing them. One the hotel even outright denies happened, and yet people still argue that they've seen the ghost from the story or that they knew someone who was there when it happened. So I'll start with the most popular, but the rest are like in no particular order. To start, we have the woman in white tail. So I feel like all ghost stories like have a woman in white origin.
I was about to say, like every state, every country has their woman in white.
Right. So, more specifically, this is the ghost of a bride from the 1920s. And there are several disagreements about her origin, but one of the things that all the stories about her agree on is that she fell on the staircase and died, and that you can often see her either on the stairs or in the ballroom waiting for the dance that she never got.
Hmm.
I know, it's sad, right? Like I said, how she died is debatable, but some of her more popular stories that I found were that she tripped on the hem of her dress, falling to her death. Very like sad and boring. But the other the other is she saw something that frightened her and she didn't see the stairs as she was backing up and she fell.
That's a little bit more exciting.
Yeah. Well, this one is the puncher like, and the last was that her dress caught on fire when she passed a candle, and trying to get it out, she fell down the staircase.
You know what? I'm surprised we don't hear a lot about that because, like, didn't they just like live off of candles back in the day? Obviously, there's no electricity, like,
Yeah.
and they wore like very fluffy clothing.
Yeah.
How did
Like,
more fires not happen?
I'm sure they did. They just probably didn't really care to announce it in a lot of places.
True.
So the next one is another popular ghost story, and he is Sam the Bellman. And this is one that I think is just so adorable. So Sam McCauley worked in the hotel in the 1960s and 70s. He died in 1975, but is still often spotted by guests and staff because this super helpful likes to help others open their doors, carry their luggage upstairs, turn on the lights for them, and so much more. He's often seen on the ninth floor and tends to disappear when someone tries to talk to him or even to tip him. One incident in particular that collaborates Sam the Bellman's ghost is that several people talk about two elderly women who called the desk for assistance after they found that their key wouldn't work. And so the regular bellman was occupied with other duties and didn't respond for like 15 minutes. But by the time he arrived, it was unlocked, and the women had said that an older bellman in a plaid jacket, matching Sam's description exactly, had helped them open their door.
Cool.
So this is the last more well-known event that's talked about, and this is room 873, which the hotel staff originally tried to keep quiet about because so many people were trying to sneak in there. I mean, can you blame them?
Mm.
But this is the one that I mentioned that they tried to deny ever happened, to the point where they actually permanently sealed off the room and it no longer exists. Kinda like, Z was telling us about the Queen Mary and the room that
Mhm.
they tried to get rid of.
Mhm.
Well, the hotel legitimately bricked it up and sealed it off. So, supposedly, this is the room that hosted a murder-suicide of a family. It's said that a father supposedly killed his wife and daughter in the room before offing himself. The room was rented after that, but many guests claimed to have been woken up by screaming in the room and bloody handprints that were on the wall or on the mirrors. Now, these bloody handprints, according to reports, either disappeared before staff could get there or were nearly impossible to remove. Cleaning products were used. So guests also claim to have seen apparition, and some still say that they see a child roaming the hallways, or the hallway, like that hallway. So like I said, those are the more common ones. Other paranormal things about the hotel include a room, which was supposedly a mistake made during the building process of the original wooden hotel. And supposedly, now remember I said that the hotel was built in the late 1800s, but supposedly the room was only discovered when a fire broke out in 1920, which, if you think about that date, it's also close to the story about the bride who 1920s. Coincidence? Anyway, the room was built with no windows or doors, and not even the hotel owner knew about it until that fire. But people often see ghosts wandering around the room. Other claims are that of the headless man playing the bagpipes, which I would love to know more about because, like, a headless bagpipe player? Like, that sounds interesting, right?
Yeah, it does.
And my favorite, which I wish I knew, like I had more information, is that of an apparition of a bartender who has been seen by staff and guests alike. This ghost often tells guests that they've had too much to drink and should go to bed. Could you imagine like a fucking bartending ghost telling you that you've had enough to drink?
I'm trying to picture it, and one, it'd be so badass to have a ghost bartender, but I would feel really sad if he's the one to tell me, like, all right, you're done.
Right?
Go to bed.
Because like I feel like at that point, like you really super fucking drunk if a fucking ghost is telling you like go to bed.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would definitely love to learn more about him. But that's my segment. Um,
awesome. I do
I
have one more thing to say if you don't mind,
yeah.
because you're talking about apparitions. So this is something that I haven't even told Z about that I saw at the Haunted Museum.
Ooh.
It may possibly be the first apparition that I've ever seen in my entire life. But there's a part of the museum where it's like a freak show setting. So it's like there's this guy who he was literally like in the circus and like he pretty much drilled a drill through his like nose and skull and stuff in front of us.
Mhm.
So that was gnarly. And then there's this little carriage in that it's a very small room, but there's just like a carriage where you walk in and there's like a hole on the other side, like a little room that you can stick your head in and look around. He's
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, there's been people that have seen like apparitions in there, and I was nervous because he was like, yeah, they've seen apparitions of like someone sitting in the corner, like a shadow sitting in the corner,
Yeah.
or a shadow just standing like that. That's kind of that spooks me. Apparitions.
Really?
But yeah, so I walk in this thing and right next to where the hole is there's a mirror. And when we walk in there's a couple in front of us. So while we waited for them to have their moment to look through the hole and see if they see anything, I was looking at the mirror. And in the mirror, I saw a misty apparition. So it was as if it was made like of mist, or it was like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, I
and
get what you're saying though.
and so then the couple were like leaving, so they're walking by the mirror, and I look at the mirror in the same spot, and where I expected to see that apparition again, because I was like, it's just a stain on the mirror, it was
Uh-huh.
gone.
Whoa.
And I remember not saying anything because I didn't want to be that person for whatever reason.
Uh-huh.
And I remember not telling Z anything because I didn't want to scare her. But I think I saw my first apparition in that mirror. And it was just, I don't know. I don't know how I forgot to tell you about that. But I remembered while you were talking about your topic.
That's super crazy.
That is, now I have a big old smile on my face because I'm so excited thinking back to it. Sorry, Z, for not telling you. Oh,
Yeah, but also at the same time, if you guys didn't listen to last episode, Z is a runner. When fight or flight comes in, she's
yeah.
flight all the way. So like, I feel like if you had told her, she would have been like, "Yeah, no, we're fucking leaving now."
Yeah. And this is I think at this point I was still like okay, like I wasn't like
Angry yet?
ready to leave yet. Yeah.
Gotcha. So when this comes out, it's gonna be April 1st, which happy April Fools, everybody. That means that we kind of want to know about the month ahead, right?
Yeah. And also, do you know what April 2nd is?
What?
The most important day of April. I'm just kidding, Taylor. But April 2nd is Pedro Pascal's birthday.
I thought
I
you were
wish we
gonna
had
be
like a little
funny.
button to like a cheer thingy. What?
I thought you were gonna be funny and
Ew.
and then it took me a second. I
First
was
of
like,
all, that's really rude to tell
well, you
somebody.
always make jokes. You always make jokes.
So you thought I was gonna say a joke?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
It's
be funny.
okay, I'm sorry I wasn't. No, but yeah, it's Pedro Pascal's birthday. He's turning 48. Daddy
How
Pedro,
old?
48.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I just wanted to say that. Sorry I
Okay.
wasn't funny. I do have
It's
a
okay.
joke for you.
Okay. Okay. Is it gonna make up for your lack of funniness a second ago?
We'll see, and we'll see if it sounds stupid, and maybe I'll tell you to fucking edit it out. But what kind of pants do the Super Mario Brothers wear?
What?
Denim, denim, denim. Get it? Denim, denim, denim. Get it? 'Cause
You're silly.
So, we're gonna be doing the tarot card reading for the month of April. Yay!
I I feel like you failing is what was so funny because you're just like, we're gonna keep going. Ghosties, Veronica and I are having like a really off episode. I'm not sure what's going on with us, but
Yeah, our brains are just not it today. Again, I can hear Taylor saying, "Today."
we're really
Okay,
roasting her this episode.
we're roasting her on roasting us. That's the thing. Or roasting me.
For the month of April, we have a 5 card reading. I don't know if this is the same as last month. I don't think so, but I try to do different ones every month. But so I'm kind of nervous for this month's reading because
Mhm.
while I was pulling the cards, I was literally shuffling and then my cards fell out of my hands in the middle of a shuffle and 5 cards, because this is the 5 card reading, literally flipped right side up and landed in almost the exact same way of the spread.
That's
So,
trippy, the fact
yeah,
that that happened, but also I feel like whenever the cards jump out or whatever, I feel like that's the deck's way of yelling at us, or you, or me.
yeah, maybe not necessarily yelling at us, but like fucking pay attention. Like that stern like mom voice.
Okay, that's scarier.
The mom voice from the cards is
Yeah, well,
scarier.
because if ghosties, if you listen to last week's episode, me and Z were a little scared of Chelsea because the part she edited out was her being a mom to her kids, and it
And
gets
telling you
scary.
to bed.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah. It's just really funny because, like, I really was trying not to let you guys listen because I know how you feel about my mom voice. I could just hear the dead silence on your end from both of you.
because because I obviously I've experienced your mom voice because we record once a week and you have your kids
Yeah.
and it happens, it's normal, you're a great mom. But it was funny because I was sitting there and I was looking at Z because I know she has barely ever heard you use your mom voice, so
I
I
don't
was
think
looking
she
at
ever
her.
did.
Yeah, and I was like, studying her reaction and stuff, and she kind of just made like a uh-oh. And then when you came back, she was like, "Dude, I almost went to bed."
So card 1 is what is the challenge for this month? Card 2 is the positive energies that we can enhance. Card 3 are the negative energies that we need to negotiate. Card 4 is what we need to make time for. And card 5 is what opportunity we should seize this month. So, card 1, what is the challenge for this month, comes through the 8 of Cups reversed. Many of us may fear moving on, which can result in staying in a bad situation. So, we really need to not be afraid of leaving something that's no longer serving us and look forward to the opportunities ahead. We also may not be running from bad situations necessarily, but you could be like running from something that you don't want to take a chance on because you don't like change, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But we
you're
need
preventing yourself from new opportunities that are
exactly
gonna benefit you.
to focus on not just your self-worth, but like resolving these commitment or abandonment or like fierce issues. So, card 2 is the positive energies that we can enhance. And this comes through the 3 of Swords reversed. So, the positive energies that we're manifesting or manipulating is that we're ready to overcome conflict and releasing any pain or sorrow and either hardship or heartbreak. And so, by sharing this conflict that we're trying to resolve, we're going to be reconciling with someone who hurt us in the past, which can lead to forgiveness and us letting go. So, something positive is that we're going to be embracing the pain this month and letting go of the past. So, card 3 are the negative energies that we need to negotiate. And this comes through the Wheel of Fortune. So, the wheel is always turning, and life is in a state of constant change, right? And so if
Mhm.
we're going through a difficult time, we need to focus on better because right now our negative energy is holding us back from the good fortune that is going to be returning to us if we know how to get out of the situation that we're in. Card 4 is what we need to make time for this month, and this comes through Judgment reversed. So the universe is trying to send us a message, and we need to focus on that which it's inviting us to, which is something we're not listening right now, and it's holding us back, which is a common among these cards right now. And so if we're not aware of it and we don't for the universe to tell us what we need, we are going to end up ignoring this calling and it's going to set us back.
Don't ignore it. Face it.
Yep.
I
Face it,
feel like
embrace
there's
it.
yeah, I feel like there's many of us who are ignoring or setting aside certain issues that we need to face head on.
Yeah. And I
So,
think it's just the state of the world right now. Maybe not so much the world as just the United States right now because we're a mess. And I feel like it's affecting everybody individually as much as it
mm,
is a society. The last card, card 5, is what opportunities this month. And this comes through the Pentacles. So reaching financial independence and you are finally being able to provide in the way that you wish you could. You could be either a parent or a female in somebody's life who is being generous. And because of these like motherly attributes, whether they're coming from you or from, you're going to be focusing more on business and executing your plans. So that way you can enjoy your home life and be more open to welcome. So
I don't know. I'm a bit of an introvert, so I'm okay not introducing anybody else. Like,
well, then you're probably the other person, right? Because like keywords that I is that it's the femininity. It's either somebody in your life that's feminine or somebody it's you that's the feminine in somebody else's life. So maybe because you feel like you're introverted that it's going to be somebody else welcoming you. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like
okay.
it's a yeah, somebody either you or somebody else is going to be that feminine energy that is bringing prosperity into their life. And so either you're going to be welcoming the guest or you're going to be the guest that's welcome.
All right, if you say so.
So, joining us this week, Ghosties, we hope you had as much fun as we did. If you did, make sure you give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok. We're on there pretty often. But if you want a tarot card reading, please DM us and we'll choose one lucky person a week. Again, happy birthday, Taylor. We
Yes.
can't tell you enough. But we are your hosts. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Veronica.
Have a spooky weekend, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.